Hello and welcome to ADHD, My Sister and Me, with me, Nicola.
And me, Kimberly.
I hope everyone's well and that you've all had a good week. We're going to talk about inattention today. But before we do that, should we just have a little check-in? How's your week been? How have you been?
Well, I've been incredibly excited because I've started a course which I've been wanting to do for quite some time in menstruality. It's what's it called? It's the Menstruality Leadership Program by Red School. I don't know if anyone listening is familiar with Red School, but if you're not, check them out. They're amazing, and they have free courses that you can do before moving on to the menstruality leadership program, if that's what you wanted to do. But like I say, I've been wanting to do it for quite a while, and then I really leaned into my last bleed. I took a day of just doing nothing, and I was kind of just in a hazy daze all day, and then after that, the next day, I just had this urge to look on the website and saw that the course was beginning like the week after. And I was like, this is meant to be, it's now. And not a lot excites me in life, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm so excited about this because it's just, oh yeah. So the course has started, and I think there's 120 women on the course. All I think they might have said 28 countries. I can't remember, but really diverse mix of women all wanting to do this really important and magical work of working with the menstrual cycle. And when I say the menstrual cycle, I also mean, it's not necessarily about having a physical cycle. You might not have a physical womb for whatever reason. You might have gone through menopause, but we still always cycling, and we can work with the cycle of the moon. Anyway, it's such a huge subject which I won't go in. Maybe I can go into on another week a little bit. But I'm just so passionate about this work and about sharing it with others, and this feels like my next step in taking this work out into the world. So yeah, really, really happy.
Amazing. Were they the people that the authors of the Wild and Wise book?
Yes. So
Yeah.
it's Alexandra and Shani, authors of Wild Power and Wise Power, and they have been in this work for a long time now. So I feel really honoured to be in this training program with them. They're wonderful, wonderful ladies.
Amazing. And I think I said before, I think we recommended the book before, didn't we? Because you introduced that to me, didn't you, Kim? And it was just another life-changing book that I've read, and I still refer to it now. And tracking my cycle is one of the most eye-opening things and empowering things that I've ever done. And it's really, really helped me understand my ADHD symptoms as well, and in relation to my cycle. So I would highly recommend people reading that book. And for women who are menstruating, to track your cycle, write down, have a diary, page 1 to 28, 24, 30, whatever your cycle normally is. And then whenever you have anything come up, just write it down. And then you can just get a picture of times when you might struggle a little bit more, times when life's little bit easier, and you can utilize that. So yeah, highly recommend that.
And if you're not menstruating for whatever reason, you can work with the moon. So you can do the same cycling, the same writing things down every day. And you can start day one with the new moon. So just look up when the next new moon is. That can be your day one. And then that will take you right the way through to the full moon, and beyond. Probably would be about 28 days, wouldn't it? 28 days. So yeah, because like I say, we've all got these cycles, whether it's an energetic cycle or something else. So yeah.
Lovely. And we both had some recent exciting news with courses that, haven't we? I've decided to take the leap this year and do my Reiki Masters course. And so that I'll become a Reiki Master and I'll be able to teach Reiki to people as well. And it's something I've been thinking about for a while. And I got in touch with the amazing Sarah Gregg, who taught me Reiki drumming. And she's the lady that brought Reiki drumming over to the UK. And she had one space left on her course in May. So I'm so excited that I'm going to be doing that for 3 days at the beginning of May as well. So we've been we've been buzzing, haven't we, with those things that we've got.
And I'm super excited because I did my Reiki level 1 last year with an amazing teacher. But I would love to do, to be attuned in the next level by my amazing sister. So I'm very excited for you.
Lovely.
And how are you like this week? How have you been?
Yeah, good. I hosted a beautiful women's circle with the lovely ladies of my village on Monday night, which was beautiful on the day of the full moon. So that was really lovely. And I feel very positive, but very tired. I did a body balance session on Monday. And my fitness levels are not very good at the moment, but I'm working on it. I've done a Zumba and a body balance, so I'm on a roll now. Hopefully I'll keep that going. But absolutely love doing it. But on Tuesday I was like, oh, I don't ache as much as I thought I would. And then, but I'm walking like a cowboy now. It's just each day it's got even more painful, and I just have felt very tired. But all is good. And I think everyone is just really looking forward to the Easter break now. I think kids and parents and teachers alike, and everyone is just a little bit tired at the moment. We still have had a bit of a mixture of up and down weather, haven't we? And 1 minute it's like spring, and the next minute it's like we're in winter again. And there's a few little bugs going around and people feeling a bit run down. So yeah, I think definitely looking forward to a lovely break and a bit of a rest and not having to get up to do the school run. And yeah, how about you?
Yeah, knackered. I have done a lot this year with decorating and getting different rooms ready and stuff. And it's I think my body's telling me to slow down now, and I'm feeling a lot of aches and pains in my body, which I think is partly to do with this weather as well, with the wind and that coldness that's in the air. And I just can't be bothered to do anything now. And I was exercising. I was doing this 30-day plan. I got to day 10 and now I'm just back to cake. It's like I can't do it in I can't exercise in moderation. Like I'm either fully on it or I just stop and I eat a load of crap. But I'm happy
You did
eating
that.
crap.
You did 10 days. That's great.
I did 10 days,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's great.
And what I did this time is that um I didn't change my diet. I didn't put any pressure on myself. I thought I'll just add the exercise in and more to do with building muscle, because I keep hearing about, women of our age and above, we start to lose that muscle mass and bone density. So it's really important to build up that muscle.
Mm. Yeah, and I think it's quite important as well with what you said, because especially if you're someone that is a bit of a perfectionist or has those sorts of tendencies, that you suddenly think that you have to do it all. Okay, I have to eat well, I have to exercise, I have to give up certain bad habits, and then suddenly you become completely overwhelmed, and then you put your feet up, put Netflix on, and eat cake. So I think, like you say, just do it. Like just go and do one class, go and just whatever it is, and then yeah, just
And then eat the cake. Enjoy the cake. Always. Always enjoy the cake.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is Easter, isn't it? There's a lot of temptation around.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I've been eating Cadbury's cream eggs since January, and now I'm sick of them.
yeah, I'm the same. I absolutely love Cadbury's cream eggs, and there's been one sat there for a couple of weeks now that I've not touched. I've obviously gone off it a little bit. I'm into crisps at the moment. Hula hoops, salted hula hoops. Nom, 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 nom. Anyway, let's get on the topic. ADHD inattention. So, people with ADHD can be absolutely awesome at hyper focusing. We can do it for hours, but inattention is a biggie, isn't it, Kim?
Hmm.
And so I've got a bit of information from about inattention from NHS and other places just to explain a little bit about it. So there's about sort of 7 main categories of inattentiveness. So I'll read them out first, and then we'll go back and visit them one by one. So the first is having a short attention span and being easily distracted and with trouble staying focused. Number 2, making careless mistakes. Number 3, appearing forgetful or losing things. Number 4, being unable to stick to tasks that are tedious or time consuming. Number 5, appearing to be unable to listen to or carry out instructions. Number 6, constantly changing activity or task. Number 7, having difficulty organising tasks and activities. And inattentive ADHD, put simply, means your brain finds it hard choosing what to focus on. It's the daydreaming, and it's not that you can't focus at all. You can focus all right, just not always on what you need to focus on. And I've also noted here that we can have a slower processing speed, hypoactivity, so low activity, daydreaminess, lethargy, and apathy. And some people can be more likely to be socially shy and passive or withdrawn because of these things. And sometimes you can be more likely to exhibit deficits in social knowledge, so how to introduce yourself to strangers, make friends, join group conversations, and things like that. So if we go back to number 1, having a short attention span and being easily distracted, trouble staying focused. So it's when someone can often have difficulty sustaining attention in tasks or activities. So difficulty remaining focused, for example, during lectures at school, in conversations, lethargy in reading. Oh, sorry, lengthy reading. I've got my glasses on and I still can't read it. So yeah, difficulty with lengthy reading, which clearly I'm having trouble with now, and is often distracted by unrelated stimuli or thoughts. So just as an example, once I was doing some training, and just out of interest, I thought, all right, I've got about I think it's in half an hour. So I'm going to sit here for half an hour, and I was practicing one-pointed mind, which is a yoga concept. And so I was aware of distractions, and I noticed that I nearly physically got up 20 times in that half an hour, and that's no exaggeration. So I was doing the call, and then I'm just going to go, oh no, one-pointed mind. Oh, I'm just going to go and get that thing. Oh no, one-pointed mind. And because I was focusing on that, and it literally was 20 times, which is quite astonishing, really, isn't it? Good morning, Rocky. Rocky, Kim's cockapoo, has joined us in all his wisdom and cuteness.
He's very smelly at the moment.
Is he? Oh, does he need a bath?
Nelson's peed on him quite
Oh
a few
no.
times. Yeah.
Nelson is Kim's other dog, just in case anyone was worried then that who was peeing on the dog. Yeah, and another example of this, having a short attention span and being easily distracted. So because of that, for me, I that's another reason why I would often go silent all the time and find it very, very difficult to speak to people and to find my voice, because I always felt like I was missing parts of a teaching, of a lecture, or of a conversation. So being scared of not knowing enough or saying the wrong thing because I hadn't been listening the whole time, that was another reason of me, just going silent, really. And so I really feel like it's very empowering having this knowledge now of this being one of the ADHD symptoms, because now I know the reason. I can explain if I need to someone, and I find that is enough for me to have found my voice again. So Kim, anything with you with that, having a short attention span and being easily distracted and trouble staying focused? Any examples spring to mind for you?
I mean, example, it's my whole life,
Yeah.
right? It's hard to think of because it's everything. Obviously at school, like I couldn't hold my attention to what was being said unless it was something that interested me. Like I enjoyed drama because it was very physical. You were in there, weren't you? But most of my subjects, I didn't have a clue what was going on, and I would end up doodling, talking around.
Yeah. So
So
with that in mind,
I wasn't finished.
oh, sorry, carry on.
Did I cut out?
Yeah,
Oh, I think my internet is unstable.
I
Can you
think
hear
it
me?
is. I can hear you most of the time, but your picture's a bit fuzzy sometimes too. So yeah, I think you are
The
a bit.
internet's been funny all week. I thought you just totally cut me off and interrupted me. So, oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, have you? Is there any
Oh,
way you can improve your signal?
no,
Okay, we'll just go with
it's been like this all week with
carry on.
everybody. Yeah, no, I was just gonna say like it's the starting a job and then losing the attention, the focus on what I'm doing, and then I'll start something else. So I've got about 5 or 6 things that I'm doing, and then I won't realize until I look at the original thing. Like there's a half empty washing bag which needs to go out, and then I've started something else and something else, and I just forget, like in an instant, forget what I'm doing. So, yeah.
Absolutely, and we'll talk about forgetfulness as well in a moment. Because I'm completely the same. And even funnily enough, I think because I've had a busy week and I'm tired, that's why I keep reading out, having a short attention span and being easily distracted, to remind myself of what we're on now, because I've done this research and written it all down. It's all intermingling into one. So I have to keep reading that to remind myself. So some solutions for this one are to cut down on distractions. So if you need to focus on a course, turn the telly off, put your phone on silent, get rid of any distractions around you, and just try and keep it, contained from distractions, and try focusing on one task at a time. So again, one point, the one pointed mind did really help me. So yeah, if I'm doing something and I get distracted, oh no, one pointed mind, one thing at a time. And also ticking off what you've done, breaking complex projects into smaller parts. So break things up, and then you can take little breaks. And ticking off gives you that accomplishment, doesn't it? And can help keep you on track. Also, taking notes during meetings and lectures can help you stay focused. And also, having trouble staying focused, like you were saying, Kim, about sort of forgetting that when because I'm the same, would be doing 20 jobs around the house, and then I'll come back and be like, oh, I was doing the washing originally and it's still in the basket. So something that I can't remember where I first heard it from. It was one of the podcasts on decluttering. and you chant the job that you're doing. So it might sound funny, but it does really work. I'm putting the washing away. I'm putting the washing away. Or whatever you're doing.
That kind of sounds like something you would do anyway.
It does, yeah, it really does. So yeah,
That's a good one. I'm definitely going to try that.
it is a good technique. Yes. Why does that say 1? That's weird. Okay, that's strange. Bear with, let me just check. Oh, I've lost all my numbers on things. Okay, anyway, let's pop back up. So anything else for you with that, Kimbo,
No,
that you'd like to add that help, anything else you do that helps you stay focused?
I think I covered that well. To conquer that one. I think awareness helps. So for instance, I've been on this started this course. So there's live calls, there's audios, and I feel like I'm catching myself maybe more quickly than I used to when the mind has wandered off. So I guess it is like that one. What did you call it? 1.1.
Unpointed mind. Yeah.
Maybe it's that what I am practicing and just bringing myself back, because I don't want to miss. It's not even that I'm not interested in what people are saying, because I'm so interested. I just can't help it. It goes. But I don't know if I'm making sense today.
Yeah, you are. I don't know what you said about conquer, but now I've got in my head, I'll conquer this mountain from the labyrinth, when the little fox is climbing up Ludo. That's what I'm going to think of next time. I'll conquer this mountain. Anyway, that was a bit weird. Sorry. So the next one, which I thought, yeah, that is number 2. Why does that come up like that? Anyway, number 2, making careless mistakes. For example, in schoolwork or at work or during other activities, where you can overlook or miss details. So work can be inaccurate, with a lack of attention to detail. So examples of that? Careless mistake?
Flat pack furniture. Well, I've always been very practical, always making things, and always when I do like make up something that's flat pack, I'll get to near the end and I'll realize that what I've made a massive error on one of the first steps, and I have to take it all apart and go back, and it's just soul destroying. But I put something together the other day, and I think now I'm so paranoid about it. That's enough for me to be extra. Like I'm also a bit like OCD with it, with reading the instructions now, and I'll go over and over and over it because it doesn't make sense in my head. So I just have to keep, I don't know. Yeah.
You've just reminded me, actually, we've had a new washing machine delivered today because our old one packed up, and my first son is absolutely hyper with excitement at the moment, because anyone that knows him knows that he has been obsessed with washing machines since he was about a year old. So he's bouncing off the walls with excitement, and he's going to be on cloud 9 when I pick him up today, coming back to see our lovely new washing machine. We've gone for an LG. It makes a lovely sound tune at the end as well. Anyway, again, the chap was like, read the instructions, and I was like, okay, so but if I just want to do a quick mix load, I'll just do that one. Yeah, he was like, yeah, but read the instructions. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And then like I literally had a little glance. I can't do this. So I just did it, and then it started doing something weird. I was like, oh God, please tell me I've not broken this when I've just. But actually, then it's kicked in and it was fine. So in this instance, my lack of attention to detail has paid off. And when Jamie gets home, he will know how to work this machine better than anyone. So but yeah, and yeah, I was going to
That
say,
ties into what you were saying about not being able to read like lengthy text, because your mind just switches off, just can't do it. And this is something that my older son is really struggling with at school at the moment, because it's too overwhelming. But you know, this is a really simple tip that he was taught at primary school, which might help you if you are needing to read something. You just get a ruler and you put it under the first line and you just take it down line by line. Yeah.
Yeah, good technique. Yeah. The thing is that the thought of reading washing machine instructions bores me silly, and this is the trouble I have with bills, and you know, and my husband's the same. So all our documents for house insurance and everything else come through, and I'm like, can you take these and read them on the train on the way? No, and he won't do it. And that, you know, and yeah, it's really hard to do that. And I mean, we years ago, I don't think we paid our home insurance for a year. We haven't realised, again, because of that lack of attention to detail. Normally, well, often in a relationship, you have at least one person who's good with that side of things. we need a PA. We definitely need a PA to help us in life. But yeah, so with that in mind, making careless mistakes. Oh, some solutions for that. Again, to practice present moment awareness, like that we were talking about, mindfulness. Ask someone to check for you. Ask for help. So there has been times when I've sent things to Dad, because he does have a good eye and a good attention for detail, and so I'll ask him to look over. So yeah, I think get help with the things that you need help with. Ask someone to double check for you. Focusing on one task at a time, taking regular breaks. One of the things I've obviously found when I was researching it, start work before deadlines, and then I've put ha 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 ha, because you know, I mean, come on. If you can try and do that, great. And optimize your work environment. So yeah, if you're in if you make your workspace really delightful to be in, you're going to want to be there more, aren't you? And then hopefully, yeah. So, anything else to add to that, Kimbo?
Well, I've forgotten what we were.
Making careless mistakes.
Careless mistakes. No, again, just trying to have that awareness while you're doing things, which is easy to say. It's a practice, isn't it? It's an ongoing practice.
Absolutely. Okay, so number 3, appearing forgetful or losing things. So it's we often lose things necessary for tasks and activities, school materials, pens, pencils, books, wallet, keys, paperwork, glasses, mobile phones. Often forgetful in daily activities, for example, doing chores, running errands, returning calls, paying bills, keeping appointments. And this is what we were talking about, isn't it? Where, you know, you think you're going to remember something forever. You think, oh, I don't need to write that down. There's no way I'm going to forget that. And then something else comes to mind, and in an instant, it's gone. So, and we were saying as well, weren't we, going around the house from one job to another, forgetting about the original job and coming back at the end of the day and realizing, oh, there it is. That's what I was doing originally. And have you got any examples of appearing forgetful or losing things that you haven't said already?
Well, me and Ash, my children's dad, were talking about this morning a little bit, having a giggle, because I was looking for my son's passport, and it's very new. I've had, it's been around for ages, and I was like, oh, I can't find it. I don't know where it is. It's not with mine. So I messaged Ash just to say, did you take his passport? I was like, I'm sure he did. And I think I made this up. I made up remembering seeing him take the passport. And he's like, no, I haven't got it yet. I haven't seen it. I was like, okay, are you sure? Because I'm sure that you took it. No, he didn't. And eventually I found it in my really messy file. And then we were laughing about, so our mum always she had her, like, her birth certificate, marriage certificate, and her passport in an envelope. and she was always looking for it. I can just see her so clearly, like looking in the tops of cupboards and shelves, in like all the different places that she lived. And she obviously did that thing of, I'm going to put it here and I'm going to remember, but then she never knew. And now I'm the same. I've got the same envelope with my my birth certificate, marriage, passport, and I'm always looking for it. And so Ash said, look, just I'll take all the kids' stuff. I've got a file, because he's very meticulous in how he keeps things stored. So that is a bit of a weight off, actually. If I know he's got all of those things, they can't go missing. And yeah. But it's not like these things are lost, because I know they're going to be in the house. It's just so stressful when you don't know where anything is. And our dad, he's always saying to me, a place for everything, a place for everything. I was like, yeah, but then I forget where that place is. I lost both my glasses the other day. So he's brought down this little it's like a nose that you put glasses on, that our brother got for him, and he's brought that down. He's like, right here, this is for you. And now I managed to find my glasses, and I've got both my pairs of glasses on there, and that's my place. So I'm hoping but yeah, and it's good advice, a place for everything.
Well,
But
funnily enough, sorry,
no, I'm done.
Funnily enough, I've literally just written down everything has a home. And again, one of the decluttering experts, I used to love listening to her podcast, Dana K. White, and that is how she, she's very sort of, where does it live? And it's the first place so where is the first place you would think to look for it? That's what you say. Where's the first place I would think to look for it? And that is his home. So then you go and put it there. And again, that's another good decluttering tip, that you don't have to do everything at once. You can just do a little bit at a time. So just go around, pick something up and take it straight there, which is what she recommends. And then then if you get distracted, it doesn't matter if you're then off doing something else, but you've then put a few things. But if it hasn't got a home, you say, where does it live? Where's its home? And then it's the place that comes to mind, and then that's where. So and it is about trying to give everything a home. And we said before, didn't we, about having little baskets around the house for different things. So I've got a little basket by my bedside, and then I'll have my book, my glasses and bits and bobs, that I need, and hooks for the keys, and a little to file tray that's always really massive. But just, yeah, so having a home for everything. So great advice there from Dad and Dana K. White. Also,
Just quickly, when if you are looking for something, and like you say, the first place you go to, it's often the place where it is, but quite often I will look in that place, I won't find it, then I'll spend an hour looking for whatever this thing is. I'll go back to the first place, and it was in fact in there. I just hadn't looked properly. So looking properly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm going to drop Rich in it now, my husband, but we do say now, like, did you just do a daddy look? He's like the one where you see the reels, don't you? Someone looking in the fridge for the ketchup. No, it's not in there, and then you go and it's like, there it is.
Well, I know this is really sexist, but I do the same with Bobby. I was like, yeah, but did you man look, or did you look like a woman? Sorry.
So yeah, some other techniques to help with forgetfulness. Write it down straight away, because if you like us and you know you're going to forget it, but you can put it in the notes in your phone, or have a little list. Make a to-do list. Use reminders. So there's something I keep forgetting to give the boys antihistamine in the morning, so I've set a reminder on Alexa now, so that I don't forget that. And you can have alarms and reminders to help you. And yeah, and then, do you know, it's funny because, again, being forgetful, when you have kids and on the school run, all of a sudden there's a world more of people in your life, isn't there, that you chat to. And I'm always saying, oh, sorry if I told you this before, because I forget who I've told what to, and I don't want to be saying the same thing, because I do that, don't I, Kim? I do tell you the same story, like I've heard this one before.
Yeah, but I think you know it sometimes. You just like to tell some certain stories a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Like when the smallest head brace didn't fit you.
Yeah, that is true. The smallest head brace didn't fit me because I had a small mouth, and that was normally if someone if that was more like in childhood, wasn't it, when someone said you've got a big mouth or something, like, what, how come the
Yeah,
smallest head brace didn't fit me then?
yeah.
Yeah, there was a few like that, wasn't there, that I used to yeah. Anywho, so yeah, so that's a few things that can help there. And yeah, it's just accepting, isn't it, being accepting of the things that we struggle with, finding solutions for them. And yeah,
Mm.
so the next one is being unable to stick to tasks that are tedious or time consuming. So often not being able to follow through on instructions, failing to finish schoolwork, chores or duties in the workplace, starting tasks quickly but losing focus and getting easily sidetracked, often avoiding things or reluctant to engage in tasks that require sustained mental effort, schoolwork and homework, reports, completing forms, reviewing lengthy papers. So that for me, that's bills, and leaving things to the last minute, which was very stressful because I'm not sort of interested in doing them. And as we know, people with ADHD, our minds are wired for interest, not importance. So yeah, often leaving things to the last minute and then having to deal with the stress of getting things done at the last minute. And with things that again, I think this kind of goes in this category and some of the other categories as well. But which one was it?
Do you know
The
what though, Nick? No, sorry, go on.
Well, I was just going to say, I'll say it for this category, but I think was relevant to others as well. That with my any conclusion, so I would start an essay off at school or college really enthusiastically, if it was maybe sometimes if it was interesting, but then I'd do a great essay, and then by the end of it, I was like, I just need to wrap this up now, and my conclusions would be about that big, and every time your conclusion isn't long enough, and it's like I'll do da da da. Like, okay, let's wrap it up now. So that was something I had a trouble with. Anything else you want to add to that, with being unable to stick to tasks that are tedious or time consuming?
I was just thinking that that what you were saying, the way that our brains work, and not being able to get on task until the last minute. I've just found that that's okay. I just think actually I work quite well, and that is if it's the only way I'm going to get something done, then yeah, it's just something I'm not too worried about anymore. But it's taken a long time, obviously, to, like you say, it's acceptance of how you work.
Absolutely. So things that can help with that are giving yourself rewards. So perhaps doing the work little and often and giving yourself a little reward after each time. Picturing the end result. Setting a timetable. Kim, you've got your little timetable, haven't you, that you actually do tend to follow, don't you, with things that, well, you did. That face tells me that you don't
I
anymore.
took them down. I think we got like the novelty wore off, and then it wasn't happening, so I just took them down, and I might do another one.
And the Pomodoro technique provides a clear measurement of time and rewards for your progress. And again, it was the Pomodoro's my little book, isn't it, as well, with the writing the things down, the tasks down that you need to do, and then ticking them off, which is always gives you a good feeling, doesn't it? So yeah, things like that really. And again, it is about acceptance, isn't it? And asking for help when you need to. And again, with this sort of thing, accountability can help, can't it? So having someone that can perhaps help you, to check in with you or mentor you, and help you do little bite-sized bits as well. So yeah, having accountability, I think, is huge actually for often for people with ADHD. It's like with me with the gym. Now that I've joined, if I book on a session, if I don't cancel it within 2 days and don't turn up, then I'd have to pay for it. So that's reason enough to get your bum down there and do the class. And then I feel so great for doing it after, but my motivation to get there, especially if I'm feeling tired. So that really helps. And I was going to say something else, but my mind has gone blank. Accountability, that was it. Yeah, and yeah, me and my friend would played badminton a couple of times, and again had it in the diary. Even if I didn't feel like it on the day, I don't want to let her down. So again, it's accountability. So yeah, so a study partner, then you've got someone there to hold you to account a little bit, and ask for help where you need it. Okay, so where are we up to? Sorry, I've Zoom has done something peculiar to my thing, and I don't know.
I need to tell you something as well.
Tell me something.
Well, we're going to see Kung Fu Panda 4 soon, so I might have to wrap this up soon.
Okay, sure. Let's just go through then the last bits then. So appearing unable to listen or carry out instructions. So frequent spaciness, often does not seem to listen when spoken to directly. Mind seems elsewhere, even in the absence of an obvious distraction. Difficulty following instructions. And again, we have covered a lot of this, but things that can help with this. What's that funny reel that does the rounds on Instagram? When someone's giving them instructions and what they hear. It's like it doesn't make, yeah. I'm like that with instructions. You're going, take the first left and the second, yeah. And you're like, you lost me after take the first left. But again, so things that can help with that are ask people to repeat the instructions or write them down. And top tips for listening. I've got a pic here, this was quite good actually. Let me see if I can find it. Kim, anything to add to that while I'm finding the thing?
What's that?
Anything to add to appearing unable to listen or carry out instructions?
Sorry. I'm extra spacey today. I am struggling to stay with it.
I've got it here. So some top tips on here for active listening are: face the speaker and have eye contact, listen to non-verbal cues, don't interrupt. Oh, that's hard. Listen without judging or jumping to conclusions. Don't start planning what to say next. I always do that. And then I forget by the time anyway what I was going to say. And
also, if you do that, you're not fully being present for who you're listening to. So.
Absolutely. And don't impose your opinions or solutions. Stay focused and ask questions. So that's some top tips for active listening. And yeah, just reminding yourself that I want to give this person my full attention. So yeah. So the next thing, constantly changing activity or task, the difficulty sustaining mental effort. That's number 6. And then I'm going to go on to number 7 and then cover these at the end. Number 7, having difficulty organising tasks and activities. So difficulty managing sequential tasks, difficulty keeping materials and belongings in order, being messy or disorganised with work and in life, poor time management, and failing to meet deadlines. So we've just got some general things that help with those two, and lots of other things as well. So again, giving clear instructions and having little bite-sized projects, so little and often. Getting into a routine, so very similar to the first one that we spoke about. Getting enough sleep at night is huge, and that can help us with focus. It's so important, so important. Your body does all its healing, and mind all its healing at night. So reducing distractions in your environment, focusing on one task at a time, try to be more in the present moment, practicing mindfulness, give yourself short breaks to clear your mind, and limit your social media use as well. Okay, so really, just to sum everything up, it's about harnessing your strengths. So we talked about acceptance, and I'm just going to share this quote by Mandy Hale, which I think I've shared before, that happiness is letting go of what you think your life is supposed to look like and celebrating it for all that it is. That's Mandy Hale. And so it's about acceptance and harness your strengths. If you can do work that you love, then that's going to help you with focus, because you're going to love what you're doing. Get help and strategies to help you learn about ADHD and things that can help you with that. People often say they don't want a label, but for me, I've been thinking about this a lot lately, but you know, I might not want the label asthma, but I have asthma, and so I need to learn about asthma, and I sometimes need medication for asthma to help me. And to me, it's not about a label, it's just a word that helps me understand it all and how I can better help myself. So to me, it's the same. ADHD, it's understanding the way that our brains work so that we can improve our lives and help ourselves with life's challenges, and finally tell people what you need. And you know, it's okay to say, you know, if someone looks at you bemused, if you've not understood something, say, I'm sorry, it's how my brain works, I just need you to just repeat that again for me, please, or let me just write that down. Or yeah. So Kim, I know anything else to add to that? Or I know you wanted to share your poem. Have you got time for that, or do you need to dash off to Kung Fu Panda?
No, but we didn't really go into like the dreaminess of things. I had a poem on honoring the dream world, but perhaps I'll share that in another week. But you said something and I was like, yes, sister. I can't remember what it was. But everything you said, I feel like you've really taken the reins, and thank you for doing all that research. And sorry,
Well,
I've been a bit spacey today.
of course, I hyper focused on it last week, so it's all, you know, because I find it interesting.
Oh, just the what you said about understanding how the brain works, and yeah, because a lot of people think
Just lost you then. I've lost you.
I had to mute myself because the dogs were barking.
Oh.
Nelson, be a good boy. Oh, yeah, about the labels, and yeah, it's more like you say about understanding how your brain works so you can be your best you in the world.
And enrich your life, absolutely. Okay.
Hey,
So
thank you, Nicola.
thank you, Kim. Enjoy Kung Fu Panda. I'm sure I'll be going with that to see that with the boys soon as well. Love you lots, and thank you everyone for listening and watching. But it's okay.
That's right. This is our podcast.
You look daydreamy.
Hey,
Ah,
really?
hello. I'm gonna let you go, everyone. So thank you so much. Sending love to everyone, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.